Hey everybody, and welcome to Bay Harbor Islands. This is one of my favorite little communities here in South Florida, and today we're going to be doing a complete walking tour from one end of Bay Harbor Islands all the way over to the Bal Harbour Shops, Bal Harbour, and the one and only Surfside. Now, before we get started, I'll tell you a little bit about the history of this island. It was founded on April 28th of 1947. It spans 383 acres in total, and it resides right here in the one and only Miami-Dade County, and the zip code being 33154. Now, it is quite expensive to live on this island, as you could imagine, with the median home price sold in 2024 coming in at a whopping $650,000 for the median price. Geographically speaking, it is just north of the one and only Indian Creek, which is nicknamed Billionaire Bunker. Jeff Bezos and a lot of other billionaires, Carl Icahn and the like, have been accumulating single-family homes on that island, and they even have their own police force. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a little bit of a stroll through this beautiful island. You're going to see a lot of coffee shops, places to do business. There's a lot of low-rise retail and commercial space. Also a lot of good restaurants too. And as you can see on the left-hand side of the street, lots of new development. I think the most exciting new development project is called Solina Bay Harbor. You can check it out on Google and look it up. It's a beautiful 9 residences in total in the building, 18 parking spaces, has a doorman, all sorts of amenities. And the top villa has its own private outdoor pool on the roof. Pretty interesting. Now the developer is Lee Cohen. He's the same developer that did the Conover at 199 Conover Street in Red Hook, Brooklyn. It's actually one of the projects that we worked on here at the Kirsten Jordan team. And now he's taken Red Hook Partners to launch some awesome projects right here in South Florida. This is West Bay Harbor Drive. I really like looking at all the palm trees here. One thing you'll notice about South Florida in general, particularly Bay Harbor Islands, Surfside, Bal Harbour, is the landscaping is really quite meticulous. Very, very seldom will you see really anything on the floor in terms of garbage or trash or waste. We have the Bay Harbor Islands Art Festival on February 2nd, or February 1st to February 2nd. This coffee shop right here is called Coffee Break. It's very good. Whenever I'm visiting the neighborhood, I usually go here. Lots of outdoor dining space. One more quick look at the construction. Walking here almost feels like it's your own private island. There's not a whole lot of tourist activity over here. So if you're looking to move somewhere or even travel somewhere in South Florida, that is not too touristed, I should say. You're really kind of going to be isolated away from that. But you're very strategically located because you have some of the best shopping and restaurants literally less than a mile away. I mean, you're going to see once we cross this bridge here, it's going to take us to the Bal Harbour Shops, which is some of the best shopping not only in Florida, but in the United States. You have the bus stop here. I think you can get the 125 Surfside bus. And just once again, you'll notice just the beautiful landscaping. Everything is very orderly here. The Tesla that you saw just drive past is called Freebie. Now they have that service in many towns here in South Florida. It's almost like an Uber, but you don't have to pay for it. You can download this app. It's called Freebie. There's Freebie North Miami Beach, Sunny Isles Beach, Surfside. And when you call the Tesla, it'll take you specific places where you need to go in the community at no cost, no charge. And they have a fleet of Tesla Model Ys, I believe. So really convenient. I think that's a really good use of tax dollars because you do have an aging population here in South Florida, and oftentimes maybe people can't drive or they don't have, family members to take them around. So if they have something where it's an Uber, but it's a free service, makes it a little bit easier on people. This appears to be a new coffee shop here. Lots of nice outdoor dining space as well. This is also what you would consider the peak season down here, where you have a lot of snowbirds from the Northeast, from New York, Canada, and New England, coming down to Miami to get away from the cold, but it has been quite mild. It's about 75 degrees right now. Here you have another little cafe, Harbor Cafeteria Cafe. Two more blocks, and then we'll go over the water. You're going to see a really nice view, a lot of nice homes too. If you were to make a left, I believe this is East Bay Harbor Drive. That'll run you into the Solina Bay Harbor, which is that new development that we were talking about earlier. It's a very bespoke project. Only 9 residences, and they have a really unbelievable villa which sits across the top floor, and it has its own private swimming pool on top. And prices start at $1.45 million. These are some more good restaurants over here. You have the Meat Bar, Pura Vida. There's another Freebie going by. If you were to make a right on East Bay Harbor Drive, that'll run you into the town hall, the police department, And you also have some public parking there too. And this is the Grand Beach Hotel. Okay, now we're going to go over the walking bridge. And this will take us to Bal Harbour, as well as Surfside. I'll pan the camera one more time just so you can see where we're coming from. It's kind of the main drag. It's really a nice walk too. And in my opinion, some of the best beaches in Miami are in Surfside, where we're going to see now. I'll go to the wide angle camera lens just so you can get a little bit better perspective of the views here. You get that crystal clear blue water. Looking like this is going to be a new development space too. And then overlooking Bay Harbor Islands. There is lots of traffic, obviously because it is the peak snowbird season. This is now looking north towards Sunny Isles Beach, as well as Haulover. There's also some really nice single-family homes in Surfside as well. Okay, we'll go back to the regular lens. If you want to go to a place to watch some really, really cool wildlife and some fish, I would go to the Haulover Inlet, specifically the Haulover Marina. And there's always tarpon, there's dolphins jumping in and out of the water. It is very, very unique experience to be able to see. What we're looking at right now are a lot of the public playgrounds and the parks for the kids. Just off to the left, right here, that is the Bal Harbour Shops. You can see the line of cars, so the traffic is quite heavy. Here you have outdoor basketball courts, you have tennis, and on this side you also have more basketball courts and a children's playground. So there's lots of things to do, lots of workout facilities. And if we have time, I'll take you to the beach so you could see. If you were to make a right on Bay Drive, this will take you to a lot of the single-family residences of Surfside, which are really quite stunning. Many of the homes have been purchased and torn down to build these quintessential Miami mega mansions. With the newer style architecture. Here you see the main Surfside sign.
Miserable, but okay. To get that, so flu's up there. But I don't know.
This is the valet entrance, or I should say the parking entrance. This is the big parking garage that will lead you into the Bal Harbour shops. If you're riding a scooter or a Vespa, parking is free. So just keep that in mind, because if you do park on the street and your meter runs out, they will tow it almost immediately. Here I'll quickly show you some of the single-family homes that we were talking about earlier. Some of them are still kind of the original Miami homes, very quaint, really beautiful. I like that kind of Spanish stucco on the roof, kind of the modern driveway. Just a really, really beautiful neighborhood. The only thing I would warn against, if you're thinking about purchasing a single family home in Surfside, this neighborhood floods quite a bit. So just keep that in mind. As you can see, this house on the right, that is one of the newer Miami homes that they've essentially torn down a lot of these older ones to build those newer Miami mega mansions. There's also a neighborhood that I'd like to make you aware of. Oh, here's another one of those freebies. You can see just off to the left. If you're thinking about purchasing a single family home, I want you to check out Normandy Shores, but on the north side of the island of Normandy Shores. I think that is going to be the next kind of island that gets very, very much developed. I was looking at purchasing property there in 2014 and 2015, and at that time I was looking to get a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, single-family home for about $500,000, $500,000. All of those homes now are over $1 million, and with many of the older kind of 1960s and 1970s style Miami homes, people are just buying them, tearing them down, and making these gorgeous estates. So we'll do a walking tour of that, but just keep it in mind, it's called Normandy Shores. And on North Shore Drive, you have property right on the water. It's really beautiful. Wow, look at how gorgeous this home is. I love the contrast with the palm tree, almost like a stucco facade, Spanish style architecture, and that beautiful blue sky with those clouds. You're essentially living next to some of the best shopping, retailing in the world. This is Byron Avenue. We're going to go over one more, and this is really important to note. If you make a right, which for the sake of this video, that's what we're going to do, we're going to make a right, that'll lead you into the main town of Surfside. But if you were to make a left and head north, that'll take you further into Bal Harbour and up towards the Haulover Inlet. If you were to continue over the Haulover Inlet, you'll hit at the Haulover Beach, and further still, you would hit at Sunny Isles Beach. There's also a lot of good restaurants in the town of Surfside too. One of my favorites, it's kind of an affordable, kind of more fun restaurant. It's called Flanagan's. It's very good. The parking, you can park right on Abbott Avenue. So for the entire town, you could see the parking just off to the right. You do have to pay for parking, but it's very convenient because it's an app. You download it, and you can pay with Apple Pay. And I think this lot is about $5 per hour, depending on what time you come. And they are very, very strict about the parking enforcement here, so just use that as a warning. And these are some of the beautiful condos that are right on the ocean. All right, so we're gonna make a right on Harding Avenue, and you'll get to see exactly what the town of Surfside looks like. Once again, if we were to make this left, that'll take us right past the main entrance to the Bal Harbour shops, as well as the valet entrance. I would suggest coming to the town of Surfside at night. It's really some of the best nightlife in my view, but really a different style of nightlife. Not like crazy partying, but it's very fun. There's a lot of outdoor dining. There's a lot of restaurants here. It's very, very fun. Okay, now we're in the town of Surfside. You have a sushi place, flower store. You also have Rita's, which is like an Italianized frozen custard place. And you have a Publix at the end. Off to our right, you're going to have a Starbucks. This is a really nice location. They have ample amounts of seating outside. So if you want to grab a coffee, read a book or something like that, more than enough space here. To the right, this is the agency. It's a relatively new real estate brokerage. It was a startup, I would say maybe about 8 years ago. Tyler Whitman of the show $1 Million Listing New York has a team at the agency, which my boss, Kirsten Jordan, who is also on the show $1 Million Listing New York, worked with him on many deals. He has a really nice listing at 15 Central Park West on Manhattan's Upper West Side, on Manhattan's Upper West Side, which is a Stern building in terms of the architecture. Robert A.M. Stern. One thing you'll also find in Surfside is almost every single restaurant is kosher. So you have a lot of kosher options if that's what you need. So these restaurants, again, if you come here at night, absolutely packed. You have a lot of nice outdoor dining space. Really gives it a nice Miami vibe. This is a cigar shop, handmade Cuban cigars from 1964. And here is the Flanagan's. If you come here, I would suggest getting the grilled tilapia. It's very, very good, and it's also very affordable. This place is very well known here in South Florida. If you continue down, the next town over is North Beach, which is nicknamed Little Buenos Aires. A lot of Argentina culture, restaurants. We'll make the next left and we'll head to the water, the ocean. Here's another sushi place right on Harding Avenue. Sushi 26. And you have Grove, which is a kosher market, right next to the Rita's. If you're from New York, you probably know Rita's, as well as Ralph's Italian Ice. Here's another look at the restaurants. Again, really nice outdoor dining space. It's just an overall nice, warm, inviting vibe, honestly. For some comparison, in New York City today, it's 25 degrees with the wind chill. It feels like 10 degrees. And here, it's almost 80 degrees, bright sunshine, and just a very light breeze. So, only a 3.5-hour flight. And you're in a completely different world here in South Florida. We'll cross at this light. You can check out some of the stores. Once again, Rita's, you have a pizza shop, another ice cream shop, an acai place, and that kosher market. If you keep walking, that's the Publix, which is a major grocery chain in South Florida. Make a left and then another right. Here's a look at the other side of the street from our side. You can see some of the storefronts a little bit better. But I hope this gives you a real idea of what it's like to actually live here. You know, we've been going for about 30 minutes now, and the walk from Bay Harbor Islands to the town of Surfside to all the major shops and coffee shops, this could take you 15 minutes or less, and you're really near everything that you could ever imagine. We'll now make a right. Well, we'll cross the street and then we'll make a right. And this should take us right to the ocean or the water. This is now Collins Avenue. You have the Surfside Post Office. This is looking southbound. The wind is picking up as we get closer to the water. And here you are, right on the beautiful ocean. I'll switch to the wide angle lens so you can get a full view of some of the condominiums here. And this boardwalk will go all the way down and all the way up. You could actually take it all the way to the South of 5th neighborhood. Okay, if you guys enjoyed that walking tour of Bay Harbor Islands, as well as Surfside, subscribe for more walking tours. And if you need help relocating to South Florida, feel free to reach out to me at the email address below, and I'd be more than happy to help you and your family find the perfect place right here in Miami, Florida. Thanks so much for watching.